Hey guys, it's Martin Cliffe. Welcome to another Music, Minimalism and Mental Health. And a quick one this week, just answering one of the questions that has been asked of me in person a number of times, which is why or how, as a bass player, have I ended up playing pretty much exclusively 5-string basses, when none of my heroes really play 5 strings. Most of my kind of early influences were people like Steve Harris, who plays a 4-string P bass, Geddy Lee, who played a 4-string Rickenbacker and then a jazz bass, Chris Squire, 4-string Rickenbacker. There were a few like 6-string players who came along, John Mayung being the obvious example, but almost nobody until you get much more recently, like Gordon from Fisher is kind of main example, I guess, played a 5. And really, although I kind of started on a 5-string bass, I'll be doing a video about my early guitars and all that kind of stuff coming up very soon. But I did start on a 5-string, but then I hadn't played one for quite a number of years. Like, I played 5 and then 6, and then moved to 4 and played 4 almost exclusively for like 17, 18 years. So how did I end up back with a 5 when logically, I guess, a modern 4-string with a D-tuner, which is what I played for all those years with my Yamaha TRB, would perhaps be more appropriate. And I think really the reason is twofold, I guess. One was just that I was looking to try something new. When I ordered my first Mike Lull as my 40th birthday present from Eva, I wanted to try something different because I'd been playing the 4-string for so many years, but I'd got used to a 35-inch scale length, which is slightly longer than a standard bass. Standard bass is at 34 inches. And you might think that inch doesn't make a lot of difference when we're talking about that kind of length, but it's just what's comfortable to you. When I would pick up a 34-inch bass, it just wouldn't feel quite right to me. And as I looked at various builders for who I was going to go to get a bass, nobody offered a 35-inch 4-string, but a number of companies offered a 35-inch 5-string bass. And having played 6s in the past, I thought, okay, I'm quite comfortable on basses with extra strings. That's not an issue. So I decided that, a 5-string route would be the way forward. And I immediately felt at home on that instrument. When I got that bass in 2017, it was the end of 2017. It just immediately felt right, felt comfortable in my hands. I haven't got huge hands, but I've got large-ish hands, and the 5-string neck just felt comfortable. Do I miss things about it? Had Mike Lull offered a 35-inch 4-string, would I have gone down that route? I don't know. In some ways, I do miss the ability just to drop the E down to D, because you generally, unless you've got a very specific bass, can't put a D tuner on any string other than the lowest string. And I do miss not being able to drop the E to D for certain songs, just because that has its uses. Instead, I can drop the B to A, but that does kind of impact fingerings and stuff a little bit sometimes. So there are times when maybe I wish I still played a 4, but for the most part, it's about what I've got used to, what I feel comfortable with. And at this stage, I am playing 5-string pretty much exclusively, which is sometimes a little bit challenging when teaching, because a lot of students are starting on a 4, and I basically just have to say, ignore the low B, just completely ignore it. In fact, I have in one lesson I did actually just take the B string off the bass because it's got the hip shot bass with the bridge with a quick release. I was just able to take it off, and then it becomes much more obvious to students. But they get used to it very quickly. Most students, as long as they've got a modicum of intelligence. So it's never been a big issue, and it's just yeah, something that is much more comfortable. But also, I think, talking about, heroes and what they play and stuff, I've never sought to emulate a specific guitarist or bass player. And I did have a lot of Joe Satriani-centric gear for a while, but I never set to emulate Joe, and I certainly haven't set to emulate any of my bass-playing heroes. I never wanted to play a P bass or a jazz bass or a Rickenbacker. That was never my goal. So I've always kind of gone my own path and kind of fused together all my influences, but also kind of gone my own route with that. And I'm very happy with that. And these 5-string Mike Lowell basses that are magical completely suit me. So I think that's it. Hopefully this hasn't gone on too long. I can't actually see the counter on the camera at this angle. But just a little bit of a thing. I think as part of my whole kind of philosophy of finding what's enough, what's right, finding, the thing that suits you best and focusing on that really works. Whereas if I had 20 or 30 different basses, I might never find what was comfortable for me, and I might spend my time trying to play basses that other people play and never quite getting comfortable. So I found what I liked. It worked. It is enough to the point that I was able to move on all the basses that didn't meet that criteria. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.